In this video, you will learn how to install a C303-D-P MK2 in the ceiling. When opening the box, you will find the installation manual, the true ceiling rose, and the tri-element microphone array. Remove the cover off of the enclosure and take out the microphone array cable, the two accessory bags that together contains the dual lock fastening strip, the Firestop cable grommet, a grounding wire with an eye connector, eye bolt, and extra screw, two cable ties, the safety cable and locking device, and finally the CDD3 MK2 Dante PoE interface with Phoenix connectors, and the Plenum rated ceiling enclosure. In a suspended ceiling tile, you will need to cut out a hole at least 3 inches from the tile rails to make positioning of the Plenum rated enclosure easier. Drill a 5/8 hole through the ceiling material. After removing the flange nut, insert the threaded part of the ceiling rose through the hole in the ceiling and the bottom of the enclosure. Hand tighten the flange nut to secure the ceiling rose and the enclosure to the ceiling. Pass the unterminated end of the microphone cable through the ceiling rose and set the desired length. Lock the cable in place by securing it with a cable tie. Connect the tri-element microphone array to the tiny Q connector on the end of the microphone cable. Please refer to Phoenix block mic in pin identification on the CDD3 MK2 to connect the color-coded wires to the Phoenix terminal connector. At this time, connect the supplied grounding wire to the same grounding pin as the microphone cable grounding wire. If using a conduit, you will need to remove the cap from the 1 1/8 hole for conduit and install it on the 1-inch hole. Then, install the conduit with proper fitting and bring the Cat5e or better cable to the Plenum rated enclosure through the conduit. If using the Firestop grommet, snap together the 2 pieces of grommet around the Plenum rated Cat5e cable, with the lip pointing away from the end of the cable, leaving approximately 6 inches of cable. Insert the 6 inches of cable and grommet through, pushing it all the way in. Connect the Phoenix connector to the mic port, the RJ45 connector from the ceiling rose to the TS port, and then the RJ45 connector with the PoE from the network switch to the Dante PoE port. Remove the protective strip on the self-adhesive dual lock fastener and stick it on top of the CDD3 MK2. Remove the second protective strip and stick the unit to the bottom of the enclosure like so. By installing the enclosure upside down, this will leave the MAC address visible. Roll up the remainder of the mic cable and leave it inside the ceiling enclosure. Close the cover off of the ceiling box using 3 of the 4 screws and the supply eye bolt from the safety cable. You will need to make sure to ground the box with the supplied wire to one of the screws. Screw down the nut of the eye bolt to seal the enclosure. Attach the hook of the safety cable to the eye bolt. Insert the other end of the safety cable through the one side of the locking device. Loop the cable around the ceiling truss or any structure capable of supporting 3 kilograms or more and insert through the other side of the locking device. Pull up the slack on the safety cable. Thank you for watching. For more information, please visit clockaudio.com. Thank you.